welcome guys. This is episode 4 of Around the Hearth. My name is Dubs. Below me is...
I'm Evil Squirrel, and below me is...
Hey, I'm Rick Bobson. What up?
And welcome guys. So, another exciting week in Hearthstone. So, as we can start off, as usual with our week in Hearthstone. I go first. I actually, today, made the transition over to Wild. I'll be talking about this later, but I've been playing a lot of Druid. So, yeah, we'll get into that. But I don't know. I'm at some cursed rank 10 shenanigans in standard, so I don't play that anymore. But yeah, what about you guys?
Pit. Squirrel, how about you?
I had a pretty good week this week. I gotta say, the meta is the best that it's been in such a long time. I'm just loving playing against so many different classes. While there's lots of rogues out there, you never know what you're going to get. And when you play a class, there's so many different archetypes out there. I'm really excited. Had some awesome coaching today from the one and only Rabobson, our two-time legend player. But I needed to learn rogue a little better. That's my one class that I feel I'm really weak at. And we had some good coaching today, and I learned a lot. And I wound up pushing to rank 5, which is awesome because now I can just really start messing around and just having fun. So it was a good week in Hearthstone for me. What about you, Bob?
Oh, yeah. So, like Squirrel says, I hit Legend for the second time ever consecutively.
That deserves some sax music right there.
I don't have it to hand, but yeah, played according to my deck tracker since the expansion launched. I have played, I think 230 games with Miracle Rogue, the deck I spoke about last week, which is probably a bit too much for someone who's supposed to have a life. Although I was stuck around rank 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3 for so long. I eventually just thought, fuck it, I'm playing Pirate Warrior.
You can't complain about that, man.
When in doubt, Pirate Warrior.
That's right.
You know when you just reach a point where you're just like, I just want to get to the threshold, and so I can play something that's fun again. Because I love Miracle Rogue, but I was playing so much of it. Yeah. And it's so bad against Pirate Warrior, and everyone was playing Pirate Warrior.
Yeah. Actually, the list I saw runs Galaka Crawlers now, just a one of, but because it's so weak against Pirates. I mean, a lot of decks are running Pirates. Whether it be Deckhand or the Bloodstone Corsair.
Swashbuckler.
Yeah.
Patches. Always patches. Yeah, the Hallucination is just the best card in the game against Pirates because it just lets you discover a big taunt. Because Warriors have lots of those, or healing. Just get some armor. That is their one weapon.
Do you guys want to move on to the news? Or is there anything else exciting you want to talk about from this week?
No,
don't think so.
Red Bull.
Definitely the meta tech choice right now, I would say. Definitely, anytime I play a Pirate Warrior and I get one of those in my hand, I know it's game over.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I run it, and I do run it as a one-off in my Pirate Warrior. My final boss drew patches and then had to coin a cultist, turn 2, and I had Galactic Crawler in hand.
Oh, man.
He conceded instantly.
That's good.
Best final boss ever. And then I could stop playing Pirates. But yeah, let's move on to the news.
All right, so looks like you want to go ahead. You watch this. I didn't get a chance to.
Okay, so have you guys ever played the sealed format?
Yeah, I played it a few times.
No.
So it was the Red Bull Team Brawl on Saturday. I watched all of it actually. It was quite interesting. Like the deck building stage is like really interesting because obviously you draw largely garbage.
Yeah.
And like it was quite interesting. Tempo Storm, which was Trump, Reynard, and Eloise, got demolished.
Oh, really?
They lost every game.
Wow. Usually they do
Every
pretty
match,
good.
not every game. Well, yeah, they've won every time previously. I think it was like Reynard, Eloise, Firebat. Time. I don't know who it was last year. Now it's Trump, because Trump's now with Tempo Storm.
Is he?
I
thought he was.
yeah,
I thought he was NRG. Or no,
no,
Soul
Trump's
Mid.
Tempo Storm now.
Oh, he left Soul
Yeah, no,
Mid.
he left Solar Mid
Really?
very recently, like within the past month or so.
Man, they just snatched him up.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think Tempo Storm's trying to grab a bit of the kind of content creation crowd.
Yeah.
For Hearth, so.
I mean, Trump's the original one, so.
Also competing were Luminosity, like an actual serious team with like Chucky and like actual serious players. There was Team PogChamp, which was just memers, which was Toast, Kibler, and Sidonia.
Didn't they do good?
They won.
Oh, all right. That's good. That's awesome.
The final was PogChamp versus Luminosity. So the serious players versus the memes. The memes won. And also was Team Grinning Goat, which was several arena players. So like they had the kind of the good mix. The memes, the arena, the constructed like ladders, and like the kind of content creation type people.
Awesome.
Memes, as always, win. Always go for the memes.
I mean, as you know, if you pull a meme off, it's actually pretty good. It's just almost impossible to do. But it's a little bit different, I guess, in a sealed format.
Yeah, like the I think the fact that Toast and Kibler are both really, and I guess Sidonia, although I'm not as familiar with his stuff, they're all really good deck builders. Like Luminosity, I know are very good deck pilots, but I don't know if they're like, I think one of their decks was really weak and lost every time. But I do believe that PogChamp did win off an incredibly lucky top deck, so
good for them.
That's how you do it.
Brian Kibler always pulls it off.
I adore Kibler, that beautiful man.
Yeah, actually, I looked up to him when he played Magic. He was one of my, I guess, people I always watch his videos and stuff for Magic. So it was really cool to see him in the Hearthstone community too.
Big up BM Kibler.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would like to see more sealed format, and I would also like Tempo Storm to fix the sealed pack generator, which I have tried since watching the tournament. So I thought, I'll check it out, and it doesn't really work. I'm sad.
It's always been glitchy.
Yeah, but I haven't got to the deck building screen once.
It's pretty
attempted
cool.
a lot of times.
It gives you especially for adventures, it gives you packs, like adventures, and it gives you open up a pack and it just gives you 5 adventure cards, which I thought was always pretty cool.
Yeah, so you get, in its current incarnation, it means you get almost all of the Karazhan cards.
Yeah, you get 90% of them probably. Anyways, so let's go ahead and move on to global games. So it looks like, USA beat UK, just like we did a while ago. You guys just can't beat us.
We're making America great again.
That's right.
Hey, you built a wall in that match. Dude, I watched the game and it was a demolition.
I see here in the show notes, you said we whitewashed you. What does that mean? Does that mean we just creamed you?
I didn't realize you didn't have the expression whitewash. Whitewash means a clean sweep. We didn't win a match.
Okay.
We didn't win a game.
That sounds about accurate. I mean, anyone can beat the US.
It was 3-0. Hot me out didn't even get to play.
I mean, all jokes aside, the U.S. lineup is actually really stacked. We have a lot of really good players. Europe itself has a lot of good players, but you guys all have a bunch of different countries. When you bump bunch Europe together. But The U.S. has a lot of great players on this game.
Yeah, there's only like a couple of countries in Europe which could really like stack up on an individual level. Like probably Ukraine is probably the best team.
Yeah. Ukraine is stacked.
Ukraine is insane, like even more so than the US. But having Amnesiac fire that Hot Meowth and Dog. Is it Dog?
I think so. I know Hot Meowth's the anchor. That's all I know. I know Amnesiac's on there. I voted for him too.
It's a pretty insane. I obviously I was rooting for the UK.
I just hope that US.
I wasn't really hopeful.
I just really hope US plays Russia. Is Pavel? Is he one of the people on Global Games?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, I want to see Amnesiac versus Pavel. I've been waiting for that rematch for a while. And it's going to happen.
Yeah, I think the Russian team's pretty insane as well. Like they've got Pavel and Shadow-Dachi. They don't really need much.
It's kind of hard to beat that, yeah.
Yeah, and there was some other kind of highlights. The Netherlands completely destroyed Romania.
Oh yeah, that's because Tice is on the team. But
well, Tice had probably the easiest match in the global game so far. He was playing, I think it was Token Druid, and he had his opening hand. He had double Galactic Crawler against Pirate Warrior.
Oh.
Yeah,
you kind of win that one.
Yeah, like it was just
he was laughing the whole game. He was just laughing.
Were you?
You can see on the stream he was finding it hilarious.
So were you rooting for Netherlands, or do you have no relation?
I mean, it'd be nice to see them do well. Get the new adopted motherland. Bruh. And there was one more. Like the Germany versus Ukraine match was insane. Because both teams were so good. Like the match as a whole went on for quite a long time. And
I see life coaches on there, so that makes sense.
Yeah, life coach was not just piloting one deck, but also consulting with all the other matches as well. So
he's like,
it was a long.
He's like, we got a whole rope session. We got this. Come on, guys, let's talk this out.
Yeah, it wound up being 3-2 to Ukraine, just about.
Wow, that's close.
But it was one of the better matches. Like US UK, Netherlands, Romania weren't really contests.
Well, maybe if the coach wasn't playing so much Gwent, he would have had a better shot.
He doesn't even play Hearthstone anymore.
No.
He's just organising tournaments, playing Gwent. He's got it all.
All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the tier list. We have two separate tier lists.
Actually, there's one more piece I wanted to put in there.
All right.
There had been a lot of discussion this week about the Rogue Quest deck.
Okay.
And if it's broken. And basically everyone was saying it's going to get nerfed. It's going to get nerfed. It's just too strong. It's just too strong. And there's a lot of people out there that are agreeing. And, of course, there's a lot of people that are disagreeing because there are a lot of decks that just demolish the Quest Rogue deck.
Yeah.
And so anyway, there was a official response from the dev team and from Blizzard. And they have said that they do not see anything wrong with Quest Rogue. And there's no intention of changing anything.
I mean, it's like it barely has a 50% win rate, which is normal. That's a normal deck.
Yep, exactly. So
I mean, what do you guys think? You guys think that it's broken? We can probably vote. I don't think so.
Like I don't even like playing it because I don't think it's very good.
It's great, but you have to get the right hand. With my luck, they always have the right hand. But I mean, whenever I play it, or I've seen a lot of other people play it, it's hard to get the right. If you don't have the right hand, if you can't by turn 4 or 5 get the combo off, you lose. Because chances are you're facing an aggro deck or you're facing some sort of like burst thing, and then you just give them 5 free turns, and then you're dead.
When I was doing a little coaching session with Squirrel earlier, we had the most satisfying win against Quest Rogue with Miracle ever. That we'd gone down to 1 health with various, like the guy played really badly. In fairness, they had the quest reward in hand for like 2 turns before they played it, wound up with three. They wound up with I think 4 of the Bilefin slime by 5 taunt things.
Wow.
On board. Gone down to 1 and top decked Eviscerate.
There you go. Tell me you didn't combo it though. You just shot him for 2.
No, I believe we prep Eviscerate.
Oh.
That's right.
That's nasty.
Will be So okay, but yeah, that's really all I wanted to say about that. We can definitely move on, but
all right.
Just
So let's go ahead. Move on to these 2 separate tier lists. This is 100% different from Tempo Storm.
Yeah. So we're gonna do the. Should we start with the Tempo Storm, more official one?
Sure. We can do that. We'll just read them off. There's really no need to go in depth because I'm sure everyone by now knows the decks. So.
Well, everyone knows tier 1.
Yeah.
We got Pirate Warrior, Miracle Rogue, Taunt Warrior, Quest Rogue.
How about this? Let's compare each tier with each other.
I think Toast is so dramatically
this
different. We might have to do it.
So this is their Tempo Storm's tier 1. This is Toast's tier 1. Freeze Mage, Jade Shaman, Mid-Range Hunter, Miracle Rogue, Taunt Warrior, Token Druid. So I'm seeing 2, similarities. But everything else is a lot more in tier 1 as well.
Yeah, and also Jade Shaman.
Yeah, I mean, do you guys agree more with Toast's list for tier 1, or do you agree more with Tempo Storm?
I will tell you, I agree more with Toast list than Tempo Storm. I think that the Elemental Jade Shaman deck is really, really powerful. It just has so much lasting power, and even after board clears, it just floods the board again so fast.
Yeah.
It's one of my go-to decks that I've been playing because I didn't play Shaman during the Tunnel Trog Totem Golem era. Like, I literally don't even have a level 60 Shaman yet because I stayed away from it so much.
Mm-hmm.
And I really enjoy playing it now with the Elemental package and the Jade package built in. It's a really powerful. It's good against aggro. It's good against control. It's really strong.
I just want to say it's a little ironic that they took away Ice Lance because they said that Freeze Mage was too powerful, and lo and behold, on Toast's list, Freeze Mage tier 1 number 1. I just think it's funny.
Yeah. I think Freeze Mage is kind of like a Miracle Rogue type thing.
Yeah.
It's an archetype which will never actually die. It will just keep finding new ways of adapting.
All right, so let's go ahead and move on to tier 2 now. So, tier 2, this is for Tempo Storm. Squirrel, you want to cover this one?
Sure. So they have Dragon Priest, Zulak, Midrange Hunter, Freeze Mage, Aggro Druid, Midrange Paladin, Aggro Mage, Purify Priest, which is amazing, and Murloc Paladin. The difference in comparison when you look at Toast list is, first of all, you see Midrange Hunter here is the 7th best list, and on Toast he's there. It's up there in tier 1, probably 3rd best. I have to say that I think it's somewhere in the middle. There's 3 here, 7 there. I'd say it's probably around 5. It was my go-to deck to grind me to 5. It's fast, not as fast as as Pirate Warrior, but it's just very fast and very consistent.
Yeah, it's a fun deck.
And it's really it's a lot of fun to play. What I love too is seeing. While I don't like playing against it, Purify Priest is in tier 2 and both, and I'll tell you, it's a strong.
It's a good deck. Yeah.
What the 4/8, the new 4/8 plant, is disgusting when it is silenced and taunted up.
Yeah.
For, I think 3 mana or something. It's just
3 mana 4/8.
It's ridiculous.
And what's more, it's like a priest's least favorite card because it's a 4/8.
Yeah. So it's such a strong deck. It's interesting. The mid-range paladin on here. I was watching Firebat earlier today, and he was talking about the surge of mid-range paladin and its increasing in popularity. And and I've seen it a lot. It's like an elemental mid-range a paladin build.
There's several builds of it now. I
Yeah.
think that there was the elemental one, which is what Colento was playing in the global games. And I think everyone that gave it a big boost in popularity. A bunch of streamers started playing after that because it was the equivalent of a tiebreaker game, and Colento decided he was going to play as paladin. So everyone was like, "Whoa!" Like final game, tiebreaker. He's gone for paladin. But there's also a kind of more control-oriented one, which I think with like Vine Cleaver, Lost in the Jungle, the Adapt Your Silverhand guy,
That's a good
the
card.
new
It's so annoying when
legendary
you get that
Sunkeeper
poisonous.
Tarim. There's the Sunkeeper Tarim guy. Turns all your Silverhand recruits into.
I'd like to just take a moment to
Threes.
point out that I hyped that card up big time, and no one believed me. And now it's doing some work, and I'm very proud of it. That was my
So
first craft I had, actually.
So
It's one of the ones I got with got in on a pack on the NA server, and I was like, "Do I disenchant this? Is it?" I'm glad that I did not disenchant it because it's turned out to be quite good.
Yeah.
Although I have no chance of playing.
I gotta say,
that
though,
deck.
Into the Jungle twice, plus the Light Infused Stegodon that gives everything poisonous, is so frustrating.
Yeah.
Or just Lost in the Jungle, the Sunkeeper guy.
It just happens to me so often. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do? You have a board full of poisonous guys. I can't play anything.
Yeah, it's very cool, and I'm glad that Paladin's making a good resurgence like this.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I got it.
Just not in Quest.
I got a Golden Paladin, back with Secret Paladin. I've been wanting to play my Golden Paladin forever. And, I was really hoping I was really hoping when the Zoth Paladin came out, I was like, all right. But no, it didn't work out. So I'm really hoping. There's quite a few Paladin lists that are doing okay now. So I really think
And you could just play aggro Murloc Paladin.
Oh no, and
That's pretty good.
The thing that surprised me the most is Dragon Priest. Everyone's like Dragon Priest is dead. It turns out you just need like a few dragons. I mean, the Nether Sprite Historian is so good because if you keep like a Draconoid Operative in your hand, or you have like a Twilight Drake, you just get an extra dragon, and then you can keep playing your dragons, and you just always keep a dragon in your hand that way.
Yeah, it turns out that Draconoid Operative is just that good.
Yeah.
They can keep Dragon Priest alive with like no other dragons.
Yeah.
And also Primordial Drake.
Primordial Drake is disgusting.
I love that card. It's my favorite card in the whole set still. It's so cool.
So
should go back to the meta snapshot. There's a couple of interesting things in Toast's tier 2. Namely the fact that Pirate Warrior is like number 11.
Yeah, and Quest Rogue is even behind that.
Yeah, see, I disagree with that. Like, Pirate Warrior is still probably the best deck. Like, there's no way it's tier 2. Like, slightly lower down, tier 1 maybe.
Yeah.
And Quest Rogue, I agree with it being a tier 2 deck.
I mean, it also, right? You have to, I don't know if they're basing this off of top legend plays. Because, I mean, this might be how it is up in the legend area, like the top 100 legend, 200 legend. But definitely this is, I don't know. I don't think this is accurate for like rank 5 to rank 25.
The rank 3 cesspit.
Well, rank 3 is interesting because the one thing that sticks right out to me is Jade Druid.
Oh, really?
Because people were terrified of Jade Druid at the end of the Mean Streets expansion. I mean, it was the number one deck, and people just thought that it would maintain, it would maintain being solely dominant, and take over, and that nothing in the new expansion here would overtake Jade Druid. But yet you just don't see a lot of Jade Druid. I think my personal opinion is that people are still having fun and playing new decks, And I really think that
Jade Druid's going to come back.
Jade Druid will come back, I feel. But I think that the big thing that people need to figure out is what's going to replace that mulch. Because it was a one-of.
Yeah.
And it was only one card, but it was so essential in certain matchups.
Maybe naturalize.
Just such a terrible substitution for it.
It is, but if you need to kill someone real quick, like to get rid of a taunt, I don't know. You might have to suck it up. There's really no other kill spells.
There are no other kill spells. So
naturalize.
Yeah. So I just don't know what's going to happen there. But I have a feeling that there will be a resurgence of Jade Druid sometime when someone really refines it again. That was my surprise.
I think the meta's too fast.
I want to build a deck based around the reporter card. Every time your opponent draws a card, gain +1/+1. Run double naturalize, double cold light oracle, and then the grove tinder. Just make him draw a bunch of cards, and then beat him down with that. That's a deck.
Then what happens when they kill the reporter?
Yeah, then you concede.
I like this game plan. Let's do it.
All right, so let's go ahead and look at tier 3 for Tempo Storm as well. So let's see, Elemental Shaman's way down at the bottom, or at the top of tier 3.
Token Shaman. What is Token Shaman?
I don't know. It's probably like a bunch of fireflies and stuff like that. Let's see.
Bloodlust.
I'm interested in this.
Oh, God, Bloodlust. Yep, so...
Yeah, double Bloodlust. Just a bunch of stuff that makes stuff. And
the Murloc Totem?
Yeah, it seems to be the play. Play a bunch of cheap stuff.
Does it have the girl that gives you totems for every spell you cast in it?
No.
You
think that'd be
really?
How many spells are there though? Let's see. 2. There's actually only 4 spells in the deck, so that would actually be pretty bad.
Yeah. Interesting.
This looks like a tier 3 deck. It looks fun. I wouldn't say it's competitive.
Does it even look fun? Like, just Bloodlust. That fucking god.
I don't know. I'm having a lot of fun playing Token Druid.
Token Druid's acceptable, though. Like, just Bloodlust is just a painful card.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we should move along to our deck lists because we're at 15 minutes till we have to wrap up. So let's move on to the deck lists.
All right. So let's start off here with Ramp Druid. So was that you, Squirrel? Was that Robobson?
I know that was me. So we've got. Well, it's not a archetype that I've had experimented too much with, but this is a Savige list because I love playing Savige decks.
Yeah, he's a good deck builder, I think.
I love.
He's a fantastic deck builder. Like, there's a Control Paladin, which I was also wanting to talk about maybe next week, which is by him, but it's insane. So there are a couple of cards which I slagged off in our card reviews, which I'm going to retract what I said about them. Namely, Giant Anaconda. Card's nuts.
Bright-Eyed Scout
Really?
is pretty cool in this deck too.
Yeah, that is another card I slagged off. Also nuts. Although, from most of my experiences, it tends to draw me swipe, and then increase its mana cost.
Like anything else.
But sometimes, yeah, like so far it hasn't actually drawn me a big thing. But like the deck is like it's actually a very, very good counter to the new Freeze Mage, the non-quest variant, just because it contains so much healing. Like Earth and Scales on Deathwing generally wins you the game against Freeze Mage.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy. Just gain 13.
Yeah. Also, it runs It runs Owl. A deck in 2017 which runs Owl.
What was that? Just like if they have like a taunt up, just silence it to smack him in the face.
Yeah. Also, quite. I mean, like I've played a lot of Miracle Rogues. And they always play Edwin.
Yeah.
Yeah. No matter what deck I built, like when I was playing Jade Druid or whatever it was, like a warrior, I would always keep an execute or a mulch or whatever in my opening hand if I played a rogue.
So I wondered though.
Oh yeah.
Since Ironbeak, I've always wondered this. Since Ironbeak got nerfed up to 3 mana, why wouldn't you play Spellbreaker? Is the 1 mana really that big of a difference for this deck? It seems like a lot of stuff here is expensive, anyways.
Yeah, I think you just kind of want the.
Because I mean, it's kind of hard to curve out with playing Ironbeak out. Because a lot of this stuff's expensive.
Yeah, like I'm not sure of the exact reason.
Yeah.
Like I said, this is Savisa's deck, and like I don't think it. When you have this much big stuff, I don't think the difference between the two makes any difference. Like I think having the slightly cheaper one probably helps when you've got 4 or 10 drops.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the star is probably the Giant Anaconda, the card which I thought was terrible. Like it if it pulls, I did have a game where it pulled the second Anaconda into Dragon Lord.
Wow.
Which then died and pulled Ysera. They conceded.
Yeah, I would think so.
That's impressive that they're able to just straight up kill 2 Anacondas and then a Dragon Lord.
It was a Taunt Warrior.
Oh, okay.
Who had like all of their executes and stuff. But they did run out of things. I think they played a... No, yeah, they played a Dirty Rat of Desperation and then pulled Tyrantus. And then they gave up.
I just cry at that point. Like, all right, man, you win.
Yeah, like it's just your standard ramp, heal, play big things.
All right.
Like, I'm quite also the Black Knight because I mean
I still
Taunt
need
Warrior.
to craft him. So this might be it.
He's like kind of a utility card in this deck. Like this, you could probably just put in another big thing. To be honest, but
All right.
go for it.
Let's go
Just
ahead.
craft him. Craft him gold.
Let's go ahead and move on to what's this next deck? Mid-range Hunter.
Yeah, so Mid-Range Hunter is a deck that I played a lot this week to just try to rank up. From last week, for those who listened and watched last week, I talked about my trials and tribulations with my zoo. Zoo. I did not get a chance to work on my mid-range zoo that I promised, but I will work on it this week and have an update for everyone next week with all my failures. So this week I played, this is Oregon's mid-range hunter, and it's really, almost like an aggro to mid-range. It's definitely fast. It's got your a lot of your one-drops, your Outcats, your Fiery Bats, your Jeweled Macaws, just for consistency. You got tracking in there. You got your crackling guy to buff up and adapt your guys. Your hyenas, your kindly grandmothers, animal companions, deadly shot for the Edmonds, because you have to have something for those big guys.
Oh,
You mean you don't run Spellbreaker?
No, I don't run Spellbreaker. You want Eaglehorn Bow, 2 kill commands, 1 Unleash, 2 Houndmasters, a Tundra Rhino, 2 High Mains, 2 Galactic Crawlers, which are the MVPs of the deck.
We give that card so much heat, and it's actually been doing pretty good.
The Hydra and the Nesting Rock. So I found this deck to be super consistent. If you're looking for something to go fast and something to climb, I definitely recommend putting this together. It's not very expensive to build at all. It doesn't use a whole ton of new stuff, so you can, chances are you
It's
got
cheap,
most of the
too.
stuff ready. It's super cheap. It's like the total opposite of like a taunt warrior or a control warrior. This is something that any player out there has enough dust for, um, and really it's just the consistency is just the best part of it. I mean, I can't tell you how often I just curb out every time, and when you do it, they just can't stop. When pirate warriors are fighting to keep the board against you, you know that there's something good about the deck.
Yeah.
And it's fast enough to kill in 5-6 turns, so you're killing your quest rogues. You can just keep hammering them and hammering them, and they're forced to do reactive plays instead of doing all their bouncy bullshit. So
Bouncy bullshit.
That's the new
I
nickname.
find this very good against quest rogue. It's definitely has its difficult matchups. Quest warriors really difficult to play against. But overall, it's a very consistent, very good deck. And I just highly recommend it to anyone who wants to grind. The link for all our decks, including this one, will be in the show notes.
Yep.
So give it a try and send us an email and let us know how it went.
I'm definitely gonna try this. Maybe this can get me past my rank 10 curse.
Yeah, it will. It's super consistent.
I mean, speaking of that darn curse, let's go ahead and move on to my deck. I made the transition to Wild today. I played this deck for about, I don't know, maybe an hour, and I went from rank 25, and now I'm rank 12, I think, and just playing it for a little bit. This list is made by Control. He's a streamer. Actually, I've played him quite a few times on Wild. Very great guy. He's a great stream. But this is his Egg Druid deck, and let me tell you, this deck is nuts. Squirrel actually, I saw him spectate me before, and I got like a turn 4 kill, and I was like, yes, I gotta show off the deck. It's really fun. Like, I mean, it's not uncommon to start off turn 1 with like 2, 3, 4 minions on the board turn 1, and turn 2, you throw down a couple, like an egg or so, like maybe 2 dragon eggs, and then you just buff the shit out of them, and then
Oh, I hate Dragon Egg.
it's just so good. And then you curve it off with little Jeeves, draw 3 cards every turn, and then Evolving Spores. A lot of people were saying this card isn't very good. This card is nuts. Either if you can get Wind Fury with your buffed guys, or give them +3 attack, or give them Death Rattle, summon the 2/1/1 plants. This is just nuts. Because, I remember one game. I played Mark of the Lotus, and then I played Evolving Spores, gave him Wind Fury, and then played Savage Roar.
Oh,
I was like, die. Yeah, it was ridiculous. And I had
oh no!
it started off with like 4 or 5 1/1s. So yeah.
And then you ended up with a
So is it
5/3.
They're all 5/3.
3 5/3s with Wind Fury.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a OTK.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That's painful. And you have that fucking Echoing Ooze Mark of the Wild combo.
It's so good.
It's just so painfully good.
So I
4 mana,
highly
2/3.
this is a pretty cheap deck to it. I don't know if it says how much. 5,000 does. It's a little pricey, but if you plan on playing Wild, definitely give this deck a try. Props to Control. I know he's pretty adamant about his Egg Druid. I've seen him play it quite a bit. This is a pretty good list. So
To be fair, I think 2/3 of that is Sir Finley and Patches.
believe it or not, I actually every time I get Sir Finley, I've never got anything good. I've always gotten like ping or something like that.
I'm not even that sure about Sir Finley. To be honest.
It's good. It's if you can get the token maker, make some tokens with it, or draw cards. Warlock is just amazing. Drawing 2 cards a turn with this, it's really good. Or Hunter. There's 3. There's every deck that runs Finley. They have 3 that they'd like to get. If you can get those, it's pretty good.
I mean, the smoke power is never bad.
Yeah.
In an aggressive deck.
Every game I played that I won was over well before turn 6. I've never played a game that's gone past. If it went past turn 6, I lost within the next turn. So Like,
and again, with this deck too, it's just consistency. You're just it's so consistent. I was playing the standard version of this for a while, and it's just so fun to play, and it's so consistent.
Yeah, I just like the Ruby and Egg and Jeeves are what make this deck stand apart from well beyond the standard list.
Yes.
Be able to refill your hand after you just throw it on the board. It's nuts.
I'm surprised it doesn't run Innovate.
It's just Innovate's too slow. It sounds bad, but it's too slow.
Interestingly
Innovate's too slow.
Interestingly enough, in my standard version of this, instead of Jeeves, I had Genzo, the shark. Yeah. I put him in.
I've tried that as well. It's worked quite well.
It actually worked quite well.
And having a 5/4 with all the buffs is pretty cool too.
Yeah, exactly. So but obviously I love this in Wild. That was just.
Yeah. I gotta say though, Firefly is just it's such a good card, and like it just shows how good it is. It's running. It's amazing in this deck. I was playing against a Warlock Zoo, and they're running Firefly just because it's good. I mean, 2/4 on turn 1 with a coin, or on turn 2 you get a 2/4 for 2 minutes. It's just good.
Yeah, no, it's great.
I love it.
It's a really
everything.
I definitely think it was the most underestimated card of the expansion.
And Blizzard's just like now you don't question us. We know what we're doing.
Bow down before
a lot of people
peasants.
are like, this card's not even good. And they're like, mm-hmm.
But it also one of the biggest complaints from really good players, especially like Firebat and other people, is that there's just too many good 1-drops. Games are decided way too early, depending on what you get.
Yeah.
So
I think Firefly is
I don't think Firefly is
a really well designed 1-drop. It's not an aggressive 1-drop, but it is good.
Yeah, it's just perfect for filling out your curve.
It's like a nice, slow, but still very strong 1-drop. Like it's not like Buccaneer was.
Yeah.
Which is just or Tunnel Trog.
Yes.
All right.
May the Trog rest in peace.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything else to talk about that deck. It's just play it. It's fun. Yeah.
There's one point I wanted to make about Squirrel's deck. And
right,
I think one of those really, really, really good cards which just kind of slipped. I think I said that it would probably be a good arena card, and that's it. But Nesting Rock is amazing.
Yeah.
It's such a good card.
Someone played against me, and I was like, "Oh, why did I talk bad about this card?" It's got me.
It's really common in Control Paladin, because they'll run the Curator, which will pull Hydrologist, Nesting Rock, and Primordial Drake as the 3 cards, which are all really good utility cards.
Yeah.
But they're also really good in a control deck. It's insane. But Nesting Rock is such a bastard of a card to get past. 5 mana, 7 health thing.
Yeah.
If you're a priest, it's got 4 attack.
No, it's a great card especially to protect your other things, because a lot of times they'll build a board. It'll be turn 4, you have a bunch of little dudes down, and then they'll build a board and they'll be like, okay, now you got to do all this trading in, and then you rock and you just go face.
Especially if one of them's a hyena, which is going to get by it dying.
Yeah. So it's a good deck. I love it. So next week I will be bringing the mid-range Warlock quest deck, so you can all look forward to that.
Now that you're at rank 5 and you're free to experiment to your heart's
You can do whatever you want.
Rank 5 is Dad Legend. Because I don't have the time to push for Legend. I did that one time.
Yeah.
But this is like Dad Legend for me, so
Yeah.
pretty stoked to be here and just be able to goof around for the rest of the month. But yeah, so I think that's about it for tonight, right?
Yeah, so we got our little spiel to throw out at everyone. And as always, I want to give a big shout out to Invisible Threat Gaming. Thanks for all the help you're giving us. So we have a logo we'll be showing everyone soon. We're really excited about that. And then we have a Patreon account. We'll have the link to that in the show notes. Please give us your money.
Which is
Oh,
So we like we
Francis,
would
go ahead, guys.
appreciate any and all fund giving.
Yes, we'll take 50 cents. We'll take $1. Anything helps. And we actually have some cool little, I don't want to call them prizes, but things, to give our
Some
thanks for
rewards.
giving money, helping us out. You can see all that on the Patreon site. And then also send us some emails if you have any questions, or you want us to talk about anything, or anything at all. If you want to just tell us you hate our show, whatever, send us email aroundthehearthpodcast@gmail.com. We'll read it on air or whatever. And yeah, we just anything you guys want to say to us, send it our way.
Apparently the stream just ended.
What?
My friend just said the stream just ended and the thing's offline. Oh no, it's back. I'm not really sure what happened there.
There was a little bit of a brief disconnect there, so.
Just a tiny bit.
Yeah, so we'd love to have your support on Patreon if you haven't heard us, and you can get some cool rewards like playing us in some matches and getting on our friends list and being able to bother ZT Dubs whenever he gets online because he loves people bothering him when he gets online.
Oh yeah, so much. It's his favorite thing. I do it all the time.
But again, email us around the Hearth at Gmail.
Around the Hearth podcast.
Sorry, at gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to get an email and just, talk about whatever you want, funny game story or anything that you have, trying one of our decks, new deck idea that you want us to give a shot at. We'd love to hear from you because you guys help make this a better podcast.
Oh, definitely. But yeah, with that, we'll see you guys next week and have a great Hearthstone day.
Week.
Cheers. Well played.
Bye-bye.